I've made my final mod to the tire changer, and this is probably going to be loud. I was right about that. That was loud. I should not have taken my earplugs out just yet. This thing was not ready to go out of the box, but it is a great machine. SBM960 Zen Kong. It is an eBay item. I don't really know how to use these properly yet, these rollers. I just use a tire iron and a pry bar because I don't have a second tire iron to get the low pro tires on. And there's still a leak somewhere. That's better. Air compressor was up to 140, and this was up above 90 psi. Still leaking from the coupling. I need to get a better hose. Two of the things, or three of the things you're going to want to do immediately after you buy this, possibly four. These screws right here are for these guys right here. There's four of them that hold this little panel on. They stripped these. They must have just zipped them in without starting them first. This hose right here was hanging too low and it was rubbing, and it was eventually going to wear off and wear a hole in it and break. So I had to twist it and then reattach it in order to get it out of the way. But I had to buy these at Lowe's, and I need to get these two and cut them down in order to get them to fit down here at the bottom. Inside here, I've got another video, I'll have to splice it together, where there's this long hose coming, feeding this huge tube right here, and they use some really horrible clamps on there. You're going to want to get those. I think they're alligator clamps, hose clamps with the little slots that dig in. And I've had this thing above 90 psi and they haven't blown off. The other ones would blow off at 60 psi. The other thing that I did, I've got this thing as far back against the wall as possible here, and the sheet metal screws that they used on this were absolutely horrible. I mean, very thin, hollow shaft, and the heads, all four heads snapped off on this thing. Actually, three. This thing's on here solid now. It's not going anywhere. I bought those also from Lowe's. And then this last part I bought from Lowe's, a 90-degree elbow and brass coupling so that I can fit the air line on this way instead of having to come from the back, because it's not going to fit with it all the way up against the wall here. So instead I have it this way, and that works perfectly. I need to get a new hose that would help with the leak because of the coupling, and probably need to replace the, wow, I already have a gash on there. I don't really know how to use those. This thing needs to be cleaned already again. I haven't used it much, but those are the things that you are going to want to address just as soon as you get this unit. It's not ready to go right out of the box, even after assembling it. But I would highly suggest them. Make sure you put on the bill of lading, if they don't allow inspection, that inspection not allowed, condition unknown, to cover yourself, because that's what they tried doing to me. And if you're getting it shipped right to your place, you don't really have to worry about that. The balancer, I'll have to make a video on how to calibrate it. It's pretty simple. Instruction booklets are not all that great. And this is the DS-680. This thing spins at a very low speed, so you don't really need a hood. It's not spinning it at like 60 miles an hour, whatever revolution per minute that would be. I think that's about it for those two. So they're all together and they work well. I'm getting ready to put more tires on my other cars. And I need to grab some more rims and tires from the shop and take those old tires off and get rid of them. That stack right there is tires. And I'm getting ready to move that wood inside the house and making room for Harbor Freight 72-inch toolbox that I'll be picking up on Sunday, if they have one. They've been selling out of them. And I'll be using this trailer and that scissor jack from Harbor Freight in order to get it off. The thing weighs like 600 something pounds with all the packing material. And my plan is to have the trailer outside, raise this lift to the same height as this trailer, take those lead pipes over there. They're not lead, I think they're, I don't know, metal. Galvanized pipe, I think is actually what they are. Somehow get it underneath the toolbox and roll that thing off onto here with one of those boards still in here. And then I'm going to lower the lift, take the, break the box down off of the toolbox, and then roll the toolbox off of that lift, which is only, a few inches off the ground. And hopefully that'll get it done, because you're not going to be able to pick this thing up. I may even take all the drawers out, which I hope I don't have to. That's just extra work and a better chance of scratching something. So tune in next video to see that. I probably won't shoot the video of me unloading it, but you'll definitely see it once it's unloaded.